Yeah. I'm back! Yep, in case you missed my last video, I am back and more frequent than ever. And today we're going to be taking a look at something I have been looking forward to. The hits of 2002. If you ask most music critics what they thought of the early 2000s, chances are they would probably say that they were fantastic because they're contractually obligated to say that up till 2005, which, let's be honest, was a complete train wreck. And overall, 2002 reflects that extremely well. It really is a great year for music, and one that, oh, I have had so much fun revisiting. It's certainly better than 2016. Yeah, I will be making my year-end lists for this year in December, but I'm not looking forward to them, guys. This has not been a good year for music, and well, you know what? I'll save that for another video. Now let's focus on the good stuff. But before we focus on the good stuff, let's actually focus on the worst of the good stuff. That being the top 10 worst hit songs of 2002. A list I didn't even want to make, to be honest, because, well, I love 2002. I don't want to tear into it. And even then, I found it really difficult to find 10 hits that I truly despised from this year. But you know what? As a critic, I have to have the full scope. I have to know everything about something and look at both the pros and the cons, even if it's something I really love. And with that said, let's dive right in with the dishonorable mentions.
Cruise through your block and them drop top belly is ours. Come on.
We thuggin', rolling on dubs, off up in the club, wildin' like bud. Got Chris on pop, hitting with no chase, Amari don't stop, throwing up 6 o'clock.
You know, for a song called We Thuggin', I expected more of a grimier beat. No, seriously, that catchy beat gets plodding and repetitive really fast. Then again, I probably wouldn't pay so much attention to the production if Fat Joe was a better rapper.
Fat Joe in the arms.
That shit, y'all. That chunky, funky, sticky, icky, icky.
Seriously, how can he make me cringe before the song has even started properly?
Poor looking for my nigga that's gone. Big pun that we party like we just came home.
Yep, that's right. Let me quickly pay my respects to my old dead friend to appease the fanboys, then follow it up straight away with bars about partying. Heck, it's in the same sentence.
Party hard like fuck all y'all. Bottles in the air like we stuck up the bar. Terror squad, man, you know who we are.
Yeah, no, I'm done with you. This would have made the list, except... God damn it, why does such an awful human being have to be so talented?
I got 4 honeys in the drop, and my man Joe's got the keys to the spot, and it's full of honeys, panties with no top, so we take up on the
R. Kelly kills this chorus, and he easily creates the best part of the song, a great earworm. So yeah, it avoids making the list, and I once again have to give praise to a guy who peed on a 14-year-old girl. Oh, what is my life?
I don't remember feeling like this.
Wow, and people say that other hit called Baby is underwritten. And at least Justin Bieber wrote a believable scenario with his lyrics, instead of just repeating the word baby ad nauseum.
So baby, 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 baby. Baby, 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 baby. I love it when I hear your name. I be saying, baby, 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 baby.
No, I think this speaks for itself. Next.
Baby, 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 baby.
This isn't even about a guy stealing your girl. No, that would imply they had some balls. No, this is about that guy who approaches your girl while you go get drinks and then quickly scurries away as soon as you come back.
Did you know that love could be a shield? Yeah.
I absolutely loathe this brand of manipulation, but I can't really hate it here, mostly because Shawn Mendes did this far worse earlier this year with Treat You Better, but mostly because this guy is showing zero charisma, he's not bragging about his wealth, so it's very clear that none of his advances are going to work, and it's also quite clear that these two are together for a reason. I will also say it sounds alright, so no, I can't really hate it. Still insufferable enough to make the list though. And speaking of NSYNC,
The truth remains. You're gone, baby, you're gone. Girl, you're gone.
I'll be honest, I don't even hate this song. I actually kind of love it. It's so over the top. This is about a guy whose girlfriend left him and now he's puzzling why, but listen to this.
Was it something I said to make you turn away, to make you walk out and leave me cold? If I could just find a way to make it so that you were right here.
He says as he paints her nails.
Baby girl, you're gone, you're.
My god, this is so over the top. But my absolute favorite moment is right at the 44-second mark.
There's 1,000 words that I could say to make you come home, yeah.
That has never once failed to crack me up. It is so great to hear Justin Timberlake, who is known for things like Suit and Tie and Sexy Back, to be reduced to sounding like a bleating goat. Honestly, this might have even made the best list, except, oh, there are a few niggling production choices that really do sour me on this song.
The time is passing so slowly now. Guess that's my life without you. The truth remains.
Oh, and as for Justin Timberlake, yeah, let's say that's not the only time his voice gets a little bit odd.
Please say you do. Yeah.
So yeah, especially production-wise, and especially in how hammy it is, this song definitely does deserve a dishonorable mention. But still.
Just the way I like it. Funny's turning something. I got a seat up in the cut and I'm burning something. Fruities dance around and I'm feeling ones. Off the top of the stairs and I'm feeling buns.
And make no mistake, with all the references to ass in this song, it is very clear that his name is meant to be an abbreviation of Mr. Buttcheeks. Okay.
Toes out back showing off a tattoo. The dump had the snap too. Looking as good as you smell. Pay your own bills.
There's nothing much to say about the song itself. It's just really generic, breezy, forgettable, and you can't even dance to it that well. However, the chorus.
Oh, shorty, turn it around, let me see something. With me for real is gonna be something. Yeah, I'm talking lights, camera, action. And me singing, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
No! If you are going to nab the title of one of the most iconic songs from one of the best rap duos of all time, you have better have a damn good reason for it. And contextually, this makes no sense. What, you want to meet a girl and then break her heart and then have to apologize to her mother? Whatever floats your boat, I guess.
Something, man, I'm talking lights, camera, action. Let me sing, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Yo, earn with me now.
Tell you, stay inside the lines. But something's better on the other side.
There are few artists I truly despise, Chris Brown of course being one of them, but John Mayer definitely makes that list. So in this song he tells you to break out and be yourself in this world that will try and beat you down, as he pretentiously sings that you need to rise to his level because he's made it out.
I just found out there's no such thing as a real world, just a lie who got to rise above.
Oh, and quite apart from this noise,
I wanna run through the halls in the high school. I wanna scream at the top of my lungs.
my favorite line here is this.
I am invincible. I am invincible as long as I'm alive.
No shit, Sherlock! That said, it is one of his better songs. It sounds fucking amazing. Again, with the exception of... so it avoids making the list. No, if you want a song that made it here almost purely on sound alone... Do you ever get the feeling that there are some songs that music critics are afraid to tear into because they sound different and therefore may be secretly genius? Well, not me. This song is creepy as hell and does not match the sexy tone that it's trying to go for at all.
He breaks me down. He built me up. He built my cup. I like it rough.
And for that matter, nor do lines like this.
So contagious. Returns my pages.
He's contagious. What does that mean? And he turns your page... What?
You know anything you need, baby, ask your man. You was there for my half a gram. Now it's kilos and cinos and high fashion brands.
And Rakim's verse does not fit this song at all. It is decent though, so it saves the song from actually making the list.
He's so persuasive, and I'm his lady.
Well, this is not for real, afraid to feel. I just hit the floor, don't ask for more. I'm wasting my time, I'm wasting my time.
This sounds like a bunch of guys met up at the office, barely know each other, and decided to form a band, and then thought they should sound like Creed. And no one should ever try and sound like Creed.
I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain.
See, this is why songs like Tonight I'm Fucking You do not work. You know, apart from the rapey undertones. Enrique just isn't remotely threatening or even masculine. This is a song where he says he can be your hero. But that really isn't reflected in both his quivering, hushed delivery and lyrics like these.
Would you dance if I asked you to dance? Would you run and never look back? Would you cry if you saw me crying?
Oh, my heart doth swoon. But then he takes it too far.
Now would you die for the one you love?
Yes, ladies, would you effectively... well, I guess I can't avoid it. Catch a grenade for him? Next.
I can be your hero.
Gator boots full of rich out Gucci's and them Gucci suits. Ain't got no job, but I stay shy. I stay shy.
I'm just gonna leave this on for a bit.
Can't pay my rent. I can't pay my all my money spent, but that's okay, 'cause I'm still fly. I'm so fly.
Birdman, baby, whatever you call yourself nowadays, you are the worst. And with those out of the way, let's get to the actual list.
Tried so hard and got so far.
before, but I often find that people are too hard on pop music. I mean, mindless, gutless pop songs are a dime a dozen, and honestly most of it blends together and is relatively enjoyable. And of course, one of the topics that is regularly discussed in these songs is love. But even when it comes to gutless pop songs, rarely has this subject been explored in such a boring, tedious, and frankly cringeworthy way as it was here. I swear, this song is unbelievably unnoteworthy, which ironically made me notice it. I really have nothing to say about the song because it just gives me so little to work with. I have no problem with cheesy love songs, but even I have a limit.
Good morning, beautiful. How was your night? Mine was wonderful with you by my side.
Ugh. This is about a girl who brought him back into the light. Oh gee, that's not been done 100 million times already, has it? Look, I'm trying to come up with valid criticism here. Well, I guess I could say that the production is incredibly overcrowded.
Open my eyes to see your sweet face. It's a good morning, beautiful day.
There's so much going on, and none of it meshes together. It just kind of piles up on top of each other until it just sounds grating. How the hell do you make an electric guitar sound limp? And that's not counting his sleepy, emotionless voice. Heck, he doesn't even smile in the music video. I don't say this about many songs, but the only word to really describe this one is drab. Next. And if you thought Lights Camera Action was blatant in the way it sampled a song just to increase its sales.
Be about us, be about you.
What's love?
Got to do with it.
What's love? It's about us, it's about just me.
For those of you who basically live under a rock, this is a sample of the classic Tina Turner song, What's Love Got to Do With It?
What's love got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion?
It's a song about a woman on the brink of losing her faith in love because she's just had her heart broken one too many times. And she tries to trivialize the very notion of it just to relieve her own pain.
What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken?
Truly a great song. That's not what this song is about though, is it?
What's love?
Got to do with it, babe.
What's love got to do with what? This is the first sentence, and if you say the word it implies there was a previous noun that we didn't know about. What's love got to do with love? Then Fat Joe comes in, and as stated previously, he's not very good.
It should be about us, it should be about just me. What's love?
Yeah, slow down, baby. Let you know from the gate, I don't go down, lady.
Odd conversation starter. Although I guess we also missed a part of the conversation, considering he's telling her to slow down for some reason.
I want a chick with thick hips and licks her lips. She could be the office type, but like the strip.
So you don't care about her job or her aspirations as long as she's hot. Got it.
Girl, you get me aroused, how you look in my eye. But you talk too much, man, you're ruining my high.
Wow, she's not even allowed to speak? Even by rap standards, that's pretty misogynistic.
You say you got a man and you're in love, but what's love gotta do with a little menage?
Nothing. Nothing at all. When was there even a mention of a three-way?
After the party, me and you could just slide for a few, and she could come too. That's love.
Oh wait, you mentioned it, and according to you, a three-way is love. So then why were you even asking about it?
What's love? It's about us, it's about just me. What's love?
Okay, this chorus is bugging me. Why is Ashanti singing about trust? Why, is it because she is so blown away by the charisma of Fat Joe that she's tempted to cheat on her boyfriend and therefore betray the trust they have? But then again, she doesn't love this guy, so what's the harm in a bit of fun? Yeah, I can see that conversation going really well with your boyfriend.
Mommy, I know you got issues. You got a man, but you need to understand that you got something with you.
Yeah, see, even Fat Joe realizes just how dedicated they are to each other.
I'm not a hater, I'll just crush a lot. In the way you shake your booty, I don't want you to stop.
Oh, well, never mind that then, I guess.
Trust the God and jump in the car for a little heartache at the Taj Mahal.
Why the Taj Mahal? You know, why should I even pretend that any thought went into this song?
Not my fault that they love the kid. Might be the chain or the whip, I don't know what it is.
Gee, what could it be about the guy with the expensive chain and the expensive car that women find so attractive? Can't figure it out.
Gonna cut you no slack, cause I'm on it like that. Come on, and put it on me.
Put it on.
So, Ashanti's just giving in? Like, no second thoughts or anything? Well, cool then. In that case, let me share my opinions without a second thought. This is trash. The only reason they sampled that Tina Turner song was for recognition and nostalgia points, because there is nothing about love in here. All these people are awful. Next.
It's about us, it's about just me. What's love?
I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
You know, overall 2002 really was a great year for music. At least I can say something positive about my dishonorable mentions. But for a year that is so fondly remembered, it is so strange to think that the most popular song of that year was this bad.
Never made it as a wise man. I couldn't cut it as a poor man stealing. Tired of living like a blind man. I'm sick aside without a sense of feeling. And this is how you remind me. This is how you remind me of what I really am.
Let me state, for the record, that Nickelback is nowhere near the worst band in history, or the worst band to emerge from the early 2000s. Trust me, we'll get to that. Here's the thing though, a lot of their songs do in fact sound the same. This is because of the guitar and drum section, which stays pretty much the same across all of their songs, and then of course the frontman Chad Kroeger, who flat out cannot sing.
It's not like you say sorry. I was waiting on a different story. This time I'm mistaken for handing you a heart worth breaking.
Actually, you know what, I take that back. He can sing, he just can't emote. Like, at all. In every single song, he sounds angrily forlorn, whether he's singing about a photograph, which he doesn't describe in much detail, or a random friend who wronged him in the past.
It's not like you didn't know that. I said I love you and I swear I still do. And it must have been so bad, 'cause living with me must have damn near killed you.
The latter is what this song is about. Allegedly. That's what Chad Kroeger says anyway. He said this was a song about someone who was really toxic at that point in his life. So yeah, of course, why not try and make a quick buck off their misery? This song is so confused when it comes to perspectives. You're never sure if he's singing from his own point of view, the point of view of this person who is suffering, but it's very clear that both show up in the song. And here's where this song really pisses me off, because rather than comforting his friend or trying to say anything nice about him, he just moans and complains on and on and on about how toxic his friend's depression is in his own life. Fuck you!
This is how you remind me. This is how you remind me of what I really am.
Yeah, there are literally lines in here that sound like he's saying, I was fine, you were in a bad place, but because of your terrible attitude, you dragged me down with you, and now we're both here drinking and depressed.
I've been wrong, I've been down, been to the bottom of every bottle. These five words in my head scream out, we haven't fun yet.
And don't forget the mandatory rock yes, just to give the song a bit more of an edge, I guess. This song is just so cynical and callous, it's so unpleasant. But even aside from the lyrics, the song is still awful because of the pretty bad vocals and instrumentation, even for a Nickelback song. No, we are not. And from your tone, you clearly are not either. So yeah, Nickelback has done worse, but yeah, this is pretty awful. Next. Say what you will about What's Love, at least it had a chorus.
I'm not always there, but I'm always on time. And I gave you my all. Now baby, be mine. I'm always there, but I'm always on time.
Hi Ashanti. Again, seriously though, even apart from Ashanti, these songs are eerily similar. Except in this case, it's from the point of view of two real-life lovers. So, it should be better, right? No, somehow it's worse. For one thing, the power balance is way off.
I know I got a lot of things I need to explain, but baby, you know the name, and love is about pain.
Yes, he's made mistakes, but you can forgive him because love is about pain? Okay.
So, stop the complaints and drop the order of restraint.
What?
So, stop the complaints and drop the order of restraint.
She put a restraining order out on you?
I got the Bentley Ballet, and I'm just outside of Jersey, past the Palisades.
Yeah, sorry. The mention of the restraining order really has removed all sense of titillation from this song.
Thug style, you never thought I'd make you smile while I'm in your and hitting you all wild. We share something so rare, but who cares? You can, baby.
And there you have the reason why this song is here. For those of you who don't know, these guys made a ton of songs like this together, and all of them were exactly the same. Romantic on the surface, but with an ugly undertone, mainly caused by the fact that Ja Rule has no intention of abandoning his cool thug persona, and is obviously way more okay with her changing for him than the other way round.
I'm not always there, but I'm always on time. And I gave you my all. Now baby, be mine.
So in this song, she is very clearly getting annoyed with him about his commitment issues.
Girl, you know better than M.O.B. Money over Brody's murder, I.N.C. I got 2 or 3 broads for every B, and I keep you up off that.
For good fucking reason, as he reminds her that his policy is money over women, and that he has 2 or 3 girls for every car that he owns, who he keeps high on ecstasy? What the fuck?
We share something so rare, but who cares? You can, baby.
And back to the harmonized singing to hide the fact that this song is seriously messed up. This song is manipulative, disturbing, and doesn't even have the excuse of being catchy. Oh, and while Fat Joe was rapping on all of What's Love, Ja Rule has certain moments where he thinks he should sing, which is a disappointment because he really can't sing. Like, at all.
The life we share is a thug affair, but who cares? You can, baby.
He sounds like a sea lion who's smoked one too many cigarettes. So yeah, to sum up, this song is awful. Next.
Gave you my, baby, be mine.
I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
I am not a fan of repetition in music, especially when it's used this annoyingly.
Just Blaze. Oh, baby. Killer. All the girls see her. Look at his kicks. Look at his car. All I say is,
Look, mommy, I'm no good. I'm so hood. Clap at your soldiers sober, then leave after it's over.
Do I really need to explain why this annoys me? It's bad enough that they had to sample that boy sample throughout the entire thing, but that instrumental loop in the background just goes on and on and on and loops and loops and loops till the very end of the song with no changes whatsoever except that da da da, which is punctuated by that fucking sample, which makes it even more annoying.
I'm not your companion or your man stand. Don't hit me when you want to get rammed in. I be scrambling.
But what really annoys me is the inconsistency. Because you see, sometimes they'll use that sample within a sentence to make it kind of fit contextually, and sometimes they just don't bother at all and just put it in at random intervals.
Mink on Maury kicks plus Chanel ski hat. She want the, so I give her the. Now she screaming out. Killer.
You can't have it both ways, just pick one way and stick with it, like this song.
More cracks in the hull, the small crack in the skull healed up quickly, now it is all black everything. The space stretches on and the pace that he's on matters not as he hurdles into the all black everything. He repeats it at night with the lights out and his cot crying soft curses into the all black everything.
This is the excellent All Black by Clipping, whose album Splendor and Misery I have a review written for and will be up on this channel next week. And in this song, they incorporate the phrase perfectly, using it in many different contexts so that it actually changes the meaning depending on the context. That is how it's done. And while Cameron does try and play into the whole romantic vibe of the track, Satana really does ruin things.
With the, I'm telling ya, put a shell in ya. Now he bleeding. Get him, call us. He wheezing, he need us. He's screaming.
He's talking about killing a guy who is screaming in agony. Basically what I'm saying is his lyrics don't really match the instrumentation, and they really don't match the sample.
Where the f is my? I got trust for my. That's why I'm with my. That's my. He gon' come get us. He got love for us. That's my.
I know what you mean, but with this romantic, triumphant instrumentation in the background and the fact that this is very clearly a love song, you have to know how that sounds.
He got caught with the, we went to court for the, just me and my.
Well, I don't know, maybe that is what you mean, in which case that's fine. Otherwise you're a complete moron.
Yeah, this is for the sports cars. Bonitas, Jimmy's, PJs, old school, 18th at the sports bar.
Wow, way to Man of Steel it, guys. Wow, that is some of the most blatant product placement in a song I have ever heard. Well, at least until this came along.
Versace, 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 whoa, Versace, 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 Versace.
Oh my god.
DOA, your moms will say, ain't no stopping them guns, we got a lot of them. Matter of fact, gurus start popping them.
Did you guys even listen to the beat before rapping over it? This song is so samey throughout its entirety that I swear you could chop it up into different segments, mix them up, and you would not be able to tell the difference. And then this song kind of just stops.
Said it's the, I'm the killer.
Next. We have had a couple of entries already who have sampled certain songs. But there is a limit.
But you're telling me I'm just a friend. You're telling me I'm just a friend. Oh baby, you got what I need. Got what I need. But you say I'm just a friend. Say I'm just but a you friend. Say I'm just a friend.
You know, I could almost appreciate this song because, well, it's a rap song about being put in the friend zone. Heck, Elzai made a much better song about this topic earlier this year. But yep, Mario had to go for this sample, which means there was no way in hell this wasn't going to make the list.
'Cause I can be your fantasy.
those of you who don't live in a world where you have had the fortune to hear the original, I'm sorry, but it's okay. I'm here for you.
Have you ever met a girl that you tried to date, but a year to make love she wanted you to wait? Let me tell you a story of my situation. I was talking to this girl from the US nation.
The original is by Biz Markie, who is a goddamn national treasure. He's clearly just an entertainer who wants to make people happy. He's hosted kids shows, he created a number of very underrated, hilarious albums back in his day, and of course, he gave us this wonderfully goofy song.
You got what I need, but you say he's just a friend, and you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need.
He clearly couldn't sing, but rather than piling effects all over his voice, he embraced it, and it just increases the wonderful atmosphere in the song. And then, of course, there's the way he's dressed in the music video, as well as the way he's playing the piano.
But you say he's just a friend, but you say he's just a friend.
This is about a guy who, after his show, meets a girl who seems very interested in him, but he suspects that there's something more to her, and that she might actually have a boyfriend. But when he asks her about it, she says that he's just a friend. Yeah, I'll let Biz Markie handle this one.
I called the room, got picked up, and then I called again. I said, yo, who is that? Oh, he's just a friend. Don't give me that. Don't even give me that. You bust this.
So in the end, he decides to visit her at her college dorm, and when he gets up there...
So I came to a room and opened the door. Oh, snap! Guess what I saw? I felt a tongue kissing my girl in the mouth. I was so in shock, my heart went down south.
Even the way he says, oh snap, is willfully cheesy. He clearly didn't care if people were laughing at him or with him, because all he wants to do was make people laugh. Really, it's just a wonderful song. Mario, on the other hand...
I wanna know your name, man. I wanna know if you got a man. I wanna know everything. I wanna know your number and if I can come over and...
So you claim that she says that she just wants to be friends, even though I doubt she'd even give you that, considering you clearly just met this girl. I mean, you don't even know her name. And he is persistent.
I wanna know you in and out. I wanna know what you're all about. I wanna know what makes you laugh. I wanna know about your past.
Every single line in the verses begins with, I wanna know. So, yeah, he's really trying to nail it in that he's a good listener. Oh, and this bridge.
And I know you know I'm fly.
I can give you a reason. You made this song. May you burn in hell, Mario. May you burn in hell. Yeah, who wouldn't want to be with a guy who's maddeningly persistent, blows his own trumpet constantly, and after all of that says this?
Girl, stop playing games with me. Let's get it on tonight. You got nothing to lose. Let me do what I do.
Yeah, because what does consent matter? If you think that she'd still be willing to sleep with you after you tell her that, you are absolutely kidding yourself. Of course, it doesn't help that I can't stand Mario's voice. He sounds like a less charismatic Jason Derulo. Oh yes, I went there.
You can call me anytime you like. Oh, anytime. Doesn't matter. I said it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you wanna do. It's up to you.
Oh, and I guess there's a second bridge. Truly an awful song from an awful artist. Go listen to the original. Next.
I can be a fantasy. But you say I'm just a yes, me. You say I'm just a friend. Mario. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Oh boy. boy, if you thought Mario was persistent with his advances, you clearly have not heard Enrique Iglesias. Yeah, let's just go all out and make a song about stalking a girl. This is possibly one of the most blatantly disturbing choruses of all time. There's no real point showing the rest of the lyrics because they really are perfunctory. Well, except for that incredible outro / bridge / I don't even know. This goes on forever and doesn't even lead to a final chorus. What can I even say about this? It's lazy, creepy, completely lacking in self-awareness. It's just terrible. Every breath you take, this is not. Next. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you've all been waiting for. The worst band of the 2000s, including Simple Plan.
Let me say, hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet is so far down.
Oh, and while we're at it, throw number 2 up there.
When you are with me, I'm free, I'm careless, I believe.
Yep, both are Creed songs and both are absolutely god-awful. While I can make some excuses for Nickelback and even Chad Kroeger, I have no positive words to say about Creed. And one of the main reasons for that is frontman Scott Stapp, who is in the running for my least favorite vocalist of all time.
Please come now, I think I'm falling, holding on to what I think is safe.
His voice is incredibly overwrought and lacks any semblance of subtlety. Plus, his voice only has 2 settings. His crooning, which sounds like a foghorn just learning to speak, and his metal voice, which is exactly the same as his foghorn voice, except he gargles his vocals and is louder.
Hold me now, I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down.
And that's apparent on both of these songs, as the transition between his foghorn voice and his metal voice on One Last Breath is jarring as hell.
Somewhere in his grace, I cried out, heaven save me, but I'm down to one last breath. Hold me now, I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking.
This is a song about being on the edge of the abyss and asking to be held back. So why the hell did they think this cheesy guitar line was appropriate to open up the song? Oh, and make no mistake, no matter what the video may tell you, in the song, he stays there 6 feet from the edge, complaining and asking to be held back when he's clearly not going to go over the edge. But he goes into his metal voice anyway to raise the non-existent stakes and I guess to intimidate the girl who he's asking to be held back by.
Hold me now, I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking.
It's just a gutless new metal track that tries to appeal to the ladies by being needy and to the guys by being loud, I guess. Absolutely awful. And yet, my sacrifice is somehow worse. I said my sacrifice. What, this is it? It sounds exactly the same. Same awful vocals, same melodic intro leading into the exact same guitar line on the metal parts. Whatever. In this song, he's actually meant to emote. This should go well.
Hello, my friend, we'll meet again. It's been a while, where should we begin? Feels like forever.
So he's reconnecting with an old flame who he hasn't seen in years. And he immediately jumps into everybody's favorite mode. I am the only thing that's good for you and all your other boyfriends are liars. But I'm not.
Above the others, we'll fly. This brings tears to my eyes. My sacrifice.
What's your sacrifice? You don't really build up to anything, you don't really relate to anything, you just kind of say it.
My sacrifice.
What, is that what you're calling her? Yeah, because who wouldn't want their ex to call them their sacrifice? That's not creepy at all. Oh, and the instrumentation is awful.
I just want to say hello again.
This part right here is particularly grating because it sounds like he tried for a key change but then failed in the most disastrous way.
When you are with me, I'm free, I'm careless, I believe.
And now, back to the soft-spoken foghorn with as many vocal flourishes on top of it as possible to somehow make this somewhat romantic for the ladies.
Above all the others, we'll fly. This brings tears to my eyes.
Yes, he's crying on your behalf. Wait, when he says my sacrifice, does he mean the fact that he let her go? Because he's clearly not over her, which kind of makes me think it was more her sacrifice, I guess. So basically, this is a song about he wants to be a martyr because of his sacrifice, but he also wants to get what he wants, which wouldn't make him a martyr, and yet he still wants the sympathy. You can't have it both ways. So yeah, both these songs are absolutely awful, and proof, at least for me, that Cree is easily the worst band of the 2000s. So, what topped it?
All I think is save my sacrifice. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
So, for the 4 songs I mentioned previously to this one, I was at least aware of their existence before I started making this list. But I hadn't heard of my number 1 song before I heard it for the first time a couple of months ago when researching 2002. And chances are most of you haven't heard it either. I'm sorry.
What about all of the lies that you gave? What about all of the things you told me? What about all of the things that you said? What about all of the promises that you made? What about all of the lies that you gave? What about us?
This whole song starts with an awkward plodding beat over a cowbell.
Dog child, beat rock.
Okay, and for the purposes of this, and look, I don't want to do this, but this song is so convoluted and messy that I genuinely need prompts in order to talk about it. So with that in mind, here we go.
Why don't you return my calls? Why you trip out where I be?
Okay, so it starts out with her angry because he won't return her calls, and yet he gets annoyed when she goes anywhere without telling him. Well, that immediately makes you both hypocrites, but okay, I kinda get the sentiment.
You don't ever come to see me. You say that you're too busy.
Ah, yes, that can be tough.
What the hell, I don't have time. Why you messing with my mind? I can find another guy.
Then why don't you?
I don't need this bullshit.
What the hell was that?
I won't put up with it.
She did it again, you all heard it, she did it again. What the hell is that? That sounds awful!
Any longer, you can go if you want. I don't need your pity. I will be just fine if you decide that you want to leave. Close the door behind you.
Oh, okay, good. So, she decided to end it and assures the guy that she doesn't need his pity and that he should just be free to go.
I just want to know what about all of the things that you said? What about all of the promises that you made?
So, you say that he's free to leave, that he should just go out and close the door behind him. But first you want to know why he's leaving and betraying you. Weren't you the one who said this?
You can go if you want.
Exactly. So why are you now the one asking for an explanation from him as to why he's leaving? He's leaving because you asked him to.
What about all of the eyes that you gave? What about us?
So you tell this guy to leave, then ask him why he's leaving, because what about us? This just sounds like she's the one who dumped him, but wants the sympathy of being the one who's been dumped, so she's trying to play both sides. I can't believe how many times I'm saying this in this video. You can't have it both ways!
Thought you said you were different. Was that what I heard you say? Said that you'd love only me. Thought that you'd be all I need.
The background singer has a good point. What the hell are you on about? I mean, if you thought that he'd be all you need and now you feel betrayed, fine. But are you then asking about all the promises he made you about staying with you when you're the one kicking him out?
What happened to promises? Said that you were a better man. Your words have no weight with me.
If his words have no weight, then why are you asking him for an explanation? And the second chorus gets even more ear-piercing.
What about all the promises you made me? What about all of the eyes that you gave? What about us?
Yes, more voice distortion.
So what if I said that you wasn't fit to be with? And what if I told you this game you play, I picked it? And what if I said it wasn't true? So do you? You and I know without me, there's no you.
Well, clearly none of that is true. You're the one who ended this relationship. He's clearly fine without you. And at least he didn't make this instrumental water torture to vent his own feelings. And by the way, this gets almost ridiculously bad on the outro.
Things that you say, promises that you made, lies that you gave. Things that you said, promises that you made.
This song is the worst hit song of 2002 for being incredibly disjointed, terribly produced, awful sounding, and making not even a little sense. It actually reminds me quite a bit of London Bridge by Fergie, and if I'm making those kind of comparisons, then you know how bad this is. Absolutely awful. On that note, that is all I have to say, and in my next video, we'll be discussing a particular album that I may have hinted at, but then after that, we'll be looking at the best hits of 2002, so I will see you then, and until then, I'm Finn, and this is the Social Tunes, signing off.
B-Rock, a dark shower.